Have you ever wondered what a smart contract in crypto is? Well, let's break it down. Imagine a contract that can enforce itself, a contract that executes the terms of the agreement automatically. That's a smart contract for you. It's a self-executing agreement with the conditions of the deal directly written into lines of code. Now you might be thinking, where does this code exist? Great question. Smart contracts exist across a distributed, decentralized blockchain network. This means they're not stored in one centralized location but spread out across multiple nodes in the network. This makes them highly secure and almost impossible to tamper with. Smart contracts are the backbone of many blockchain-based applications. They're the reason we can perform transactions without the need for a middleman. In essence, smart contracts help you exchange money, property, shares, or anything of value in a transparent, conflict-free way. So stick around, we're just getting started. Now that we know what a smart contract is, you may wonder how it works. Well, let's dive right in. A smart contract is like any other contract but with a digital twist. Instead of being written on paper and overseen by lawyers, smart contracts are written in code and overseen by the blockchain. Here's how it works. Smart contracts are programmed to execute when certain conditions are met. These conditions are set by the parties involved in the contract. For instance, in a smart contract for a property sale, the condition could be the buyer transferring a certain amount of cryptocurrency to the seller. Once this condition is met, the contract automatically triggers the transfer of property ownership to the buyer. But here's the interesting part. Once a smart contract is deployed on the blockchain, it becomes immutable. That means it can't be changed or tampered with, which is a big deal when it comes to contracts. This immutability ensures the reliability of smart contracts, giving all parties involved the confidence that the contract will be executed exactly as agreed. Smart contracts are also distributed across the blockchain network. This means that they are not stored on a single server that could be hacked or go offline, but on many computers all over the world. This distribution bolsters the security of smart contracts and protects them from potential attacks. But how does the blockchain know when the conditions of a smart contract are met? Well, it's all thanks to the consensus mechanism. This is a process in which the nodes or computers in the blockchain network agree on the state of the blockchain. When a condition is met, the nodes reach a consensus, and the smart contract is executed. So, in a nutshell, smart contracts are digital agreements that are programmed to execute automatically when certain conditions are met. They are immutable and distributed, which ensures their reliability and security. And they are overseen by the consensus mechanism of the blockchain network, which guarantees their proper execution. So, smart contracts operate on an if-this-then-that basis, providing a secure and automated solution to traditional contract law. Why would someone use a smart contract? Let's explore the benefits. Smart contracts offer a plethora of advantages, and the first one is transparency. These nifty pieces of code are stored on a public blockchain, making them visible to all parties involved. This means that every term and condition is out there for everyone to see, eliminating any ambiguity or confusion. It's like having a contract where everything is written in the clearest, most straightforward language possible. Now, let's talk about time and cost. Traditional contracts can be a lengthy and expensive process with all the paperwork and back-and-forth negotiations. But with smart contracts, all these hassles are reduced significantly. The terms are pre-written into the code, reducing the time spent on drafting and reviewing. Plus, since everything is automated, you don't have to worry about administrative costs or delays. It's like having a personal assistant who works tirelessly to get things done quickly and efficiently. Next up, we have the elimination of middlemen. In traditional transactions, you might need lawyers, notaries, or other intermediaries to make sure everything is above board. But with smart contracts, the trust is built into the system. The contract self-executes once the conditions are met, making third-party involvement unnecessary. It's like having a transaction that's on autopilot. Lastly, smart contracts help reduce the risk of fraud. Since they are stored in a decentralized blockchain, they are virtually tamper-proof. Any attempts at manipulation would need the consensus of the entire network, which is practically impossible. It's like having a security guard who never sleeps, constantly watching over your transactions. With these benefits, it's easy to see why smart contracts are revolutionizing the way transactions are done. Smart contracts sound great, but where can we actually use them? Well, the fascinating thing about smart contracts is their versatility. They can be used in a multitude of sectors, each with its unique needs and challenges. Let's dive into some of these sectors. First, we have finance. The financial sector is teeming with opportunities for smart contracts. Imagine an automated insurance policy where payouts are made instantly when certain conditions are met. No more waiting for claims to be processed or disputes over terms. The contract executes itself, providing a seamless, hassle-free experience for the policyholder. Next, let's talk about real estate. Buying property can be a daunting task, filled with paperwork and middlemen. With smart contracts, the process could be streamlined considerably. The contract could automatically transfer ownership once the payment is verified, eliminating the need for intermediaries and reducing the potential for fraud. In the healthcare sector, smart contracts could revolutionize patient data management. A smart contract could automatically update a patient's medical record each time they visit a doctor or receive a new diagnosis. This could provide a more accurate, up-to-date picture of a patient's health and facilitate more effective treatment. Then there's supply chain management. Picture a product's journey from manufacturing to the consumer. Each step could be recorded in a smart contract, providing real-time tracking and verification. This could help reduce losses, prevent counterfeiting, and improve accountability across the supply chain. Moreover, smart contracts could be applied to sectors like energy, where they could automate the buying and selling of surplus power, gaming, where they could ensure fair play and secure in-game transactions, and even in governance, where they could enable transparent voting systems. So you see, the potential applications of smart contracts are vast and varied. They have the power to automate processes, reduce fraud, and increase transparency in virtually any industry. From buying a house to tracking a product's journey, smart contracts have a wide range of practical applications. Despite their benefits, smart contracts are not without their challenges. The decentralized nature of smart contracts brings with it a unique set of hurdles. One such challenge is the issue of legal recognition. In a traditional contract, laws and regulations provide a framework within which disputes can be resolved. But when it comes to smart contracts, this legal framework is often murky at best, non-existent at worst. Because of their digital and decentralized nature, it can be difficult to determine which jurisdiction's laws apply, if any at all. Now let's talk about programming errors. Smart contracts are only as good as the code they're written in. If there's a bug in the code, it can lead to unintended consequences. For instance, an error could trigger the release of funds at the wrong time, or to the wrong party. And since smart contracts are immutable, once they're deployed, these errors can't be easily corrected. In some cases, these bugs have led to losses amounting to millions of dollars. Finally, there's the issue of dispute resolution. In a traditional contract, if a dispute arises, parties can turn to a central authority like a court or an arbitrator. But with smart contracts, there's no central authority to intervene. If something goes wrong, there's no easy way to settle the dispute. This lack of a safety net can be a significant deterrent for many potential users. So, while smart contracts hold the promise of trustless, efficient, and secure transactions, they're not without their drawbacks. They operate in a legal gray area, they're susceptible to programming errors, and they lack a central authority for dispute resolution. However, it's important to note that these challenges are not insurmountable. With advancements in technology and regulatory frameworks, it's likely we'll see solutions to these issues in the future. While smart contracts offer many benefits, these challenges need to be addressed for wider adoption. So, what does the future hold for smart contracts? As we gaze into the crystal ball of technology, we see smart contracts poised on the brink of transforming numerous industry sectors. Picture a world where real estate transactions, supply chain management, and even voting systems are managed through these self-executing contracts. Imagine the power of an agreement that can't be altered once it's set in motion, creating a more transparent and efficient way to do business. Beyond that, smart contracts are a key ingredient in the recipe for a more decentralized economy. By removing the need for intermediaries, they could potentially democratize many aspects of our daily lives, from how we buy and sell goods, to how we interact with our governments. As with all innovations, there are challenges to overcome, but the promise of smart contracts is immense, and the possibilities they hold are truly exciting. Smart contracts have the potential to change the world, and while there are challenges, the future looks promising for this innovative technology.